happy. What is today? Monday. Hello. How you doing, Angeline?
Good. Are you, Tina?
I am doing wonderful. This is our first promo video. I don't know about you, but it's less than 2 weeks away. One of the best virtual summits that's happening. What are you most excited about with the summit? Talk to me.
I am actually just geeking out about the lineup of speakers that we have and the fact that they all said yes. I'm so humbled and so honored that we are going to be hosting these incredible speakers, especially like we were talking today. Like, I'm just stoked to be in the presence of all of them. They're coming on our virtual stage.
I know. And if you're tuning in, you're like, what are they talking about? Well, Angeline and myself together, along with the Kingdom Sparkle sisters, are putting together a virtual summit. This summit is going to be Friday and Saturday, February. Oh, Lord, I keep saying February.
I know. You're like transforming back in time. You know what it is? This is what you're already projecting. February of 2024, we're going to do a live Transform Your Business.
Exactly. That's what it's going to be. It has to be that. Because every time I talk, I keep saying February. Anyway, it's a summit. And when you come to the summit, it's actually free. So you can jump in. And why is it free? Because we want to give back. We had the opportunity of going to Dallas and meeting some amazing humans from Breakfast with Champions conference. And we have one of our speakers today. Are you ready for him, Angeline? All right. They need like a drum roll in here. I'm not sure if you can hear this.
So
oh, you did it. Here we go.
Yay! Everybody.
Hello, Glenn. How are you today?
Hello, Stars Tina. Hello, Angeline. My goodness, the energy just radiating off the two of you is just absolutely incredible. It's exciting to be here. I'm excited to be part of your conference. I'm flattered that you asked me to speak, and I'm looking forward to addressing your group, and I hope I can help them. I know we said we're going to keep our lips sealed about what we're speaking about that day to keep it dramatic, but I'm really looking forward to being on the stage and working with the two of you, because the two of you are absolutely amazing.
I love it. Thank you. I want to say something really quick. So if you're watching, Glenn Rudin, when is your segment on Breakfast with Champions, by the way? What day and time?
Every Friday morning at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard, 7:30
Okay.
to 8 a.m.
And do you go live on your YouTube or Instagram or anything like that, or you're just on Clubhouse?
You know, I've been practicing that, but I haven't actually gone live here using StreamYard. I've done a couple of dry runs, and I'm thinking about maybe this Friday doing that for the first time.
See, you're reading my mind, because I was going to say, I don't know if it's true, but this is what I heard. He's going live this Friday on Facebook, on his Instagram, on his whatever, I don't know. But I wanted to share with you one of the things I love about your segments. It feels like I'm back in elementary school having a history lesson, but a fun history lesson. I remember the one time you were talking about Nike, and then last week it was like something from 1920, and I wanted to Google to try to win, and it was so fun. How do you come up with your topics when you speak?
Oh, really, really interesting question. That was all about Coco Chanel and Chanel No. 5 getting launched on May 5th, which I think a lot of people who do this kind of content would have gone for the real easy Cinco de Mayo. And when I saw Chanel No. 5 and a real product, I go back and I look over the course of history to see what has happened that I can potentially relate to the topic that I'm going to speak about that day. And that's why people say, oh, this must be like real easy to do. You just go in there and talk. And it's like, it's not so easy for me, because I'm really trying to pull from a lot of different things and make them all work within this segment, so that anybody who's listening, it's not, what's he talking about over there? How does that have to do with this? Really trying to tie all this stuff together. So I really appreciate your taking the time to listen to some of these segments, and that they actually did resonate with you. I certainly don't want to make you feel like you're back in school. I don't know that I
No, it's a good feeling. It was it was a good feeling. It brought memories, that nostalgia of, when you're a kid and you're free and you can do anything. So it's a good feeling. Okay. Don't get me wrong.
I'll take that.
And it's just really good to see that how you take the past, for example, the Nike story, the other one, and then bring it towards today with, our regular business here. So really, thank you for that. Angeline, I'm going to throw it to you if you have a question for him.
I just want to know for yourself, what got you into being the message master? Or did you coin that, or was that like given to you by one of your many amazing people that you've helped?
Well, and that's a great question, Angeline. So, over the last 5 years or so, all the product development stuff that I have done over time working with products. So, pick something up, maybe it's this is a jar candle, maybe it's some kind of, moisturizer thing, whatever. And what I've come to notice over time is that all of us are products. But the big difference is, this candle can't really do a lot other than it's got a nice label, bourbon vanilla. If you can see that, it's a nice looking product, but it can't speak for itself. Where I can, Stars Tina can, you can, Angeline, and so can anybody else out there if they take the time to do that. So during the pandemic, when Clubhouse first got started, and I started going on there in one of the rooms that I was a regular in, because of the work that I do, people would come up on stage at that time and they would actually ask questions in real time. And if you were going to raise your hand and volunteer as a moderator and say, oh, I can help that person, and you really could help that person as opposed to somebody who could just start talking about themselves, right? So for me, I took a lot of pride in when somebody came on there to really being able to help them. And after about a month or two, people started saying, oh, you got to work with Glenn. He's like the message master. He'll help you with your message immediately. And it took, and I took to it because I really wanted to help people doing that. And it was amazing how many people really were struggling, right? Someone would say, well, what is your pitch? They'd say something and I'd be like, I have no clue what you're talking about, right? And then in those 30 seconds, sweat pouring down my bald head, can I actually come up with something that's going to help somebody? And I took a lot of pride in that. And people started saying, oh, we got to get the message master. We got to get the message master. And it's like, love it, message master. Boom.
Oh my gosh, Angeline, I think I want to put us on Front Street. I'm kind of scared with what I'm about to ask him. But hey, message master, how are we doing? Be honest. We want to hear the good, the bad in regards to Transform Your Summit. I don't know if you saw the website or the landing page or what we're saying. Do I really want to know the answer, Angeline?
We do want it. We love the feedback, Tina. We love being able to improve. The good, the bad, the ugly is what I call it. Give it all.
No. And I don't think there's really any ugly. I think it's really the good. I think the two of you are doing a great job getting the message out there. And I think that if there's anybody out there that's hearing any of our voices today or hears them on tape and doesn't come to this summit, you have to seriously ask yourself, A, are you really that good that you don't need the kind of help that these women have lined up for you to hear about? Or B, have you done that well and you're just ready to retire? And so that's the end of it. Or C, you just don't realize what you don't know. And I'm going to venture a guess that it's probably C. And with the lineup of speakers that Stars Tina and Angeline have brought to the table here for this summit, why in the world would you not be signed up for it?
Love it. I love when you always put ABC together, Glenn. You are brilliant at that. So that goes back to your brand, always been creative. So cool.
Appreciate that.
Do you have
also
a question already, or
Yes. So I wanted to know, I'm asking Angeline to give me your contact information because there's a lot of people who are watching this right now. And like you said, they have a business and they don't know what to do. And there's so many aspects from the marketing to the sales, promotions, branding. There's so many things. And I understand you are a brand strategist. You're a coach. I'll just say coach, leaving it at that. What are some key takeaways or some things you can share with someone right now if they're looking a coach, how you can help them? Because I know for me, accountability is a good thing, but also knowing what to do. What are some of the favorite things you like to dial into when you're working with clients?
Well, listen, the first and foremost, before you can do any of the things you do, and this is without speaking to anybody who might be listening now, why are you doing what you do? What is the reason behind it? Is it a hobby? Is it something that you just thought about? Is it just an idea that you had since you were a little kid? All of that is great. But now we've got to ask that question. Why are you doing what you do? Why do we care? Why does it matter? And I'm sure if you take the time, you will come up with the answers to that. But what happens more often than not is we don't take the time to ask that question. And then we just start going off in all different directions, some of which may make sense, but some of which don't. So before you go off in all those different directions, why do you do what you do? What is in it for your audience? Do you know who your audience is? It's another big mistake a lot of people make that you need to be aware of, because your product might be great for a particular audience, but are you speaking to them? Are they listening in, right? Maybe you're endeavoring to be some big Instagram star, but the people that you're dealing with are not on Instagram. What's the point of that? So why are you doing what you do? And how are you doing it differently? And who are you doing it for? Most companies that I come in contact with never take the time to do that simple blocking and tackling to figure that out. And as a coach, to me, it's derelict of duty to go into anything if we don't really know why someone's doing what they do and who they're doing it for. So those are some of the key places that I really look to get started with my customers. And you would be shocked when you ask that question, that basically what you get is a deer in the headlights. I never really thought of that. I just thought I had a good idea, and that's true. Your idea may be great, but if you don't know why you're doing it, it's going to be very difficult to find people that it's going to appeal to other than just by accident, and we don't want that to happen. We want it to all be super intentional.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Angeline, you want to say anything before I close us out of here?
Yeah, so I had another question. Did you always know this is that you were excited to be an entrepreneur and do this coaching stuff, or did it kind of grow onto you?
Well, I would say the entrepreneurial stuff, yes. When I was a kid, I can really, really remember looking at, again, not this particular candle, but looking at packages, looking at labels, and really being inquisitive into how that came together. Who wrote the stories? Who wrote the copy? How did the label get on there? Where's the jar from? Where did the lid come from? I was really curious about a lot of that stuff. And one of the first jobs that I had in business was working for the cosmetic company Revlon. And I did spend some time working with and interfacing with product development and purchasing, then got into marketing and into sales. And I really got a great idea about all the different areas that got pulled from to actually create a cosmetic that ended up in Macy's or in Bloomingdale's, pick your favorite store where maybe you shop for these things. The whole idea of creating illusion around the brand and imagery around the brand and all the copy, but also this incredible team of people who actually had to go out based on the specifications that you gave them. I want this particular kind of jar. I want this kind of frosted glass. I want this kind of silver lid. I want this kind of label that looks like it's from ancient Rome, whatever you think of like that. And I was really, really at that point completely hooked on product development, and then exercising a lot of the native creativity that I have about these things to bring more to the table with these products. And this is something, I was just on a call with one of my clients earlier today, working on a really exciting product that will probably be out for the holidays this year, and really trying to come up with names that we felt would really resonate with mainly female consumers that would be the ones that would be wearing this particular item. So I love this challenge every single day of the week of being creative and coming up with things that I think will be compelling, that make things interesting and make things want to pick these things up off the shelf, off of a store, from a display. But just as important, what can you do with yourself that makes us want to interact with you? What's your personal branding all about? What's your story all about? How can you make yourself sticky so that we want to pick you up and we want to hear more about what you do? So it's a great question. I appreciate that.
I love it.
Very good. Thank you, Angeline. Can I just say that I really love the fact that you're seasoned, Glenn. When I hear you speak, when I hear you talk, it's like it feels like no matter what you touch is just going to turn into gold. It's like you've got that magic touch. That's what I feel when he's like got all the answers. And if you guys didn't know, he'll be our first speaker on Saturday. So you'll be warmed up on Friday. He's coming through on Saturday. That's his website right there. Make sure you sign up for the event. You have the opportunity to sign up with him as well. I don't know, but I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Woo, woo. Any closing thoughts you want to leave us with, Glenn, before you get out of here?
Listen, I just want to get the message out there that there's got to be something in your business that you're working on now, that you're struggling with. These women have put together an amazing lineup. Find the time to invest in yourself and make sure that you are signed up to attend both days of this summit, because these women have poured their heart and soul into getting speakers out there that will help you and make an impact on your business. And it's virtual. It's not even like you have to get up early in the morning and drive someplace. Get online and get there. This is a summit that you don't want to miss.
Woo! I couldn't end it any better. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much.